The story of knowledge. Knowledge is power, and today we are empowered with knowledge. But have you ever wondered how it came to us and from where? Early man learned various things about the world through experiences and experiments. He then passed this knowledge to the next generation orally. He first developed language and then scripts. With the advent of the printing press and papers, books could be published on a large scale, and education could be given to all. It is these inventions that have made possible for us today to read and write and enlighten ourselves with the knowledge of various sciences and social sciences. The story of writing. Early men used symbols to express their ideas. They drew pictures of natural objects on the walls of caves. Many paintings have been found on cave walls in France, Spain, and India. Over time, symbols were used to represent words and sounds. The development of symbols led to the growth of the script. A script is a system of writing. All languages are written in a particular script. Egyptians developed a language, hieroglyphics, which was a pictorial script. The scripts of Chinese, Korean, and Japanese languages are based on pictorial symbols. Over time, pictorial symbols gave birth to letters. One of the oldest scripts have been found on the seals of the Indus Valley civilization. Language experts are still trying to understand the script. Once they do, we would know what is written on these seals. The Brahmi script was developed in India about 2000 years ago. Most of the scripts now used in India have developed from this script. Hindi is written in the Devanagari script. The story of numbers. Early humans were hunter-gatherers. They hunted animals and gathered food. For counting, they used their figures, symbols, and dots. This was a very crude and unreliable method. The decimal system of counting developed in India. The concept of zero or shunya also originated here. From India it spread to the Arab world. Arabs called the Indian system of numbers Hinsa, meaning of India. Today, this number system called the Hindu-Arabic system is used all over the world. The story of paper. The development of paper was a great breakthrough in the spread of knowledge. The Egyptians were the first to use paper. Their paper was made of thin reeds that grew in the Nile Delta. This paper was called papyrus. However, the kind of paper that we use today is similar to that developed by the Chinese. Tea Ceylon. A Chinese used rags and reeds and mixed them with juice of mulberries to make paper. The early books were written by hand. These books were called as manuscripts. Manuscripts were precious since they are perishable and only available to the rich and educated. This problem was, however, solved with the invention of the printing press. The invention of printing. From painting on cave walls, humans slowly developed the art of writing. They started writing on clay tablets, leaves, and skins of animals. Pointed pen-shaped tools made of wood or bamboo were used as writing instruments. Later, writing was done on paper. In the beginning, books were written and copied by hand. It was a very slow process. These handwritten books were also very expensive. Very few people were able to buy and read books. The art of printing developed in China about 1500 years ago. But the method was difficult and thus not popular. Nearly 1000 years later, in 1443, the first printing press was built by Johannes Gutenberg of Germany. He used molds of letters of the alphabet to make words, lines and pages. Ink was applied on the molds. The frame was then pressed against a smooth surface. The molds could be reset and reused. The Bible was the first book printed on the Gutenberg's printing press. The printing press made it possible to make more copies in lesser time and at a much lower cost. So books became cheaper and easily available. Over time, the quality of printing improved. Nowadays, colorful books, magazines, newspapers are available at a reasonable price. Language for special people. In 1825, Louis Braille developed a special language based on raised dots. This language helped the blind to read and learn by feeling the dots with the help of their fingers. Today, audio tapes called talking books are used by the blind. Sign language has been developed for the deaf and the dumb. News reporters in television use sign language to update the deaf and dumb with the latest on world events. To do away with illiteracy. The Indian government has implemented many innovative methods like Operation Blackboard, compulsory education for children between 6 to 14 years, etc.